All right. So I'm just going to make another informational video about crystals and how to use them with your intention. So amplifying your intention. So I think a lot of you may have come across this already, and I'm sure there's so many different techniques of really amplifying your intention with crystals. So obviously, do we actually need a crystal to amplify our intention, right? Because everything is consciousness, everything is you, essentially, and everything is you, everything is consciousness. And your reality is really being produced by you, right? So do we need crystals? I think that they're a wonderful tool to have. Let's just say that. We might as well use them. Really, why not, right? So let's just get into using some of these crystals to amplify our intentions. And I think some of the things that would benefit this type of work would be, again, ensuring that your intentions are of the highest good of all, right? So we want to be ensuring that we're visualizing. If you need to journey into that space, into that, whatever you're trying to create, you can even journey into it and create that scene in that landscape. If you need to ask your guides and your teachers, angels, source, to assist you with this, you can ask, and they will help you go into that space, into that scene. And once you're there, they may be present with you as pure energy, or they may show you a body. And while you're there in that space, in your imagination, that is basically your intention, what you're wanting to create. And so just when you're working with, say, a large quartz generator, and you want to amplify that intention that you just created, you're going to allow yourself to, again, asking your guides, just assisting in channeling forward that scene, that experience, whatever it is that you want to be creating, just channeling that in with your intention and with your breath, and just inhaling that in as pure white light. As you're inhaling that intention, just breathing that in, and as you exhale, you're manifesting that and sending that energy with your heart, with your consciousness, with your mind, right? With your heart and your mind together, and you're sending that intention to the crystal, and the crystal is amplifying that. And is it just amplifying that to the ether around the planet? Where is that intention going, right? So I think for me, I would always want to be in alignment with source. So if I'm doing something like this, I would only really ask permission from source if I have permission to be doing something like this, because I think it's very powerful. And if I'm going to create something, it might as well be in alignment with source, right? Because that is who you are in essence. You are source. So to be in alignment with the highest aspect of yourself that is all-knowing. And for me, I think that is very important when you're doing some of this work in particular. Obviously, when crystals are grounded energetically, they're electrically connected to the earth. So these are multi-dimensional beings, and just like us, we benefit from being connected to the earth. So that whole intention is really grounding to the planet as well. So the energy is being connected, just like your chakras spiral up and they spiral down into the planet. For me, when I think about doing things with crystals or crystal grids or anything of that kind, I also think that it is very important to ensure that that crystal is healed, that crystal that you're working with is healed and it's energetically connected in the best way possible, so that whatever it is that you are creating, co-creating here is going to manifest in the best way possible. So that's just something I wanted to share about working with crystals. I want to hear all of your techniques about how you use crystals, if there's anything in specific, different crystals that you use, different maybe imagination techniques with your imagination, visualization that you think are important to share. I'd also like to share a technique that I actually use and I've been practicing every day, and a way that I use crystals. Specifically, I have a crystal that I only use for trees, right? Trees. So I use this one particular crystal. It's an amethyst, and I use it with a tuning fork. And there's a specific tree that I visit that I provide an energetic attunement to, and for me, that's my dedicated crystal to that specific energetic point on the grid. So for me, my intention for using that crystal is always the same. So I'm not using that crystal for clearings for myself. I'm not using that for healings on other people. I'm not using that crystal I'm not using that crystal to clear any other stagnant energy in any other locations. I'm only using that crystal with that intention that it's basically a dedicated crystal to that specific point on the grid. So I just wanted to share that as well. And again, if you're really intuitive, you probably already feel this with your crystals, that you kind of have specific crystals for different things. So I just wanted to share that with you. We're outside here, beautiful sunlight. Look at that. Let me know what you think. I want to hear some of your thoughts on this as well. So thank you so much.